Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willowbound Journals. Welcome back to my channel. So I've got this magazine, Daphne's Diary, in front of me, and I thought I would put the camera on while I go through it and cut out some images and words that speak to me that I can use in my journaling for my journal pages. So I hope you enjoy this. Maybe you want to do some crafting while this is on in the background, or maybe you want to get out your own magazines that you want to chop. So I have about a spare hour before lunch, and I thought this might be a relaxing activity to do before then. So let's pull this one out. This one actually reminds me of my childhood. The fuchsia used to be one of my favourite flowers, and this anchors me to a particular memory of my childhood when we had fuchsias in our garden, and that's when fuchsias became my favourite flower. But it didn't last long. It lasted maybe a year before I found another favourite flower. So this is my anchor journal that I've been loving working in this month for the anchor journaling course, and I know that I will probably add this page in here somewhere, and I might write about that being anchored to that moment. And I love doing that, going through a magazine and looking for pictures that remind you of a story, of a memory from your life, and then it just anchors you to that moment, and then you can document it. And I love how it prompts memories like that. So it's been really enjoyable using magazines in this way. Now, I'm not always going to find a lot necessarily. I'm just going to, because I don't want to cut every single thing out. I just want to cut out the things that really speak to me. And yeah, I literally am sort of, hang on, I'm a bit stuck because I like this page and I like this page. So I was going to cut this out, follow your dreams, because that's a nice quote to put in a journal, but I might want to use this as a full-size page. So I was going to say that I was only looking for things to use personally in my own journals, as opposed to pages to make other journals or other projects. But oh well, this one could be for another project rather than my own. We'll find out later on. It just might depend on the day. When I have a page spread that I want to focus on dreams, I'll be like, I know the perfect page that I have for that. And this one's really cool. It says diary. Again, I would usually cut this out or rip this out if I was just accumulating a pile of ephemera and pictures and words for any projects. But because I'm specifically looking for my own personal pages, particularly in my anchor journal, I'm only looking for those things that speak to me in that way. I love this one too, actually. Oh, I'm struggling with pages with double-sided, choosing which one, but I don't know, this one just speaks to me. One of the prompts was colour, choosing an anchor colour, and of course mine's blue, but I liked looking at more anchor shades. So instead of just going blue, to look at what particular shades make me happy. And this cornflower type of blue has been a source of joy for me. It's not my favourite type of blue. I think I prefer more of the teals and the aquas, but I also do quite like the eggshell and the cornflower as well. So maybe I'll use this for a page where I just do kind of like a vision board of colours I like. I don't know, but I love how it says the blue house here down the bottom as well. It just speaks to me. So that's another thing. When I look through the magazine, some pictures I might be like, yes, I know I'm going to use that straight away, perfect. Others, I don't really know why I'm drawn to it. I just am, and I will listen to that and I'll rip it out and I will figure out a way to use it at the right time when I come to journal. It might sit in my stash for a while, but at the right time it will be there and it'll just keep calling to me. Again, this is really pretty. I could cut that out as well. But yeah, I just Really like the blue. This one here, like I could use this image for window. It reminds me of this, it's anchoring me to this memory of how when I was a kid, I used to make these little artworks and put a quote in it, and it said, you know, that saying, when God closes a door, he opens a window. So I could even actually, now that I've said that out loud, I can see that that is actually one of the memories I don't want to forget. And so that's what I mean by we can find these images that anchor us to our memories and stories. And then, you know, it's not a huge, massive memory or milestone or moment to document. It's just a small little memory, a small little story. But I love that we can document those in our journals as well. And the little pieces of us represented in the journals. So, yeah, and then I might want to write about maybe a time in my life where God opened a window or something like that. So that could come at the right time in the future when there's a window opening or something. I don't know, we'll see. But that's just kind of what I'm thinking about. And I love, how these images can speak to us in different ways at the right time. And I hope in saying all of this that you guys just get inspired to look at pictures in different ways, to look at them with the intention of finding your own stories and connections to your own memories and connections to who you were as a child and to who you were at different times in your life, and then documenting these pieces of yourself, because I think it's so important and so beautiful and so valuable. This is really pretty too. Again, I can't really see how I would use them in my own journaling at the moment, but I can definitely come back to these. The other reason why I'm not particularly fussed about cutting every little piece out is because I do want to make my 2 Daphne's Diary journals out of this magazine, so I want to make sure, you know, I have some pages, full-size, beautiful pages for that, and I can see these pages will be great for those journals. That's really pretty too, really pretty. And some Daphne's Diary magazines, they do have a lot more images that speak to me. Just depends on the articles in the issue. Some I hardly find anything. So it's just a bit of hit and miss, but it's okay. Even if I don't find much for me personally to use, I can always still make use of the pages for those journals. This one reminds me of my mum. So I might cut out the whole little spiel about it here. So when I was a kid, she wore this perfume, and when she finished a bottle, I would use it and create my own perfumes. Did you ever do that? There's another memory, see? I almost forgot I used to do this, but this brought it all back. I would make my own perfumes with shampoos and conditioner and soaps and just squeeze it all into little bottles, and probably didn't smell any good. And some of them were complete failures because they were too thick to even pour out. But yeah, really, really fun memory. So that could remind me of that too. I mean, that could be something I document with that picture there. So yeah, I hope this is just an example of how you can find images to anchor you to your own stories, and how when you kind of look at a picture, oh, this is nice, I'm going to cut this out, how if you keep following it, like don't just flip the page, done, kind of really look at a picture that you notice and like explore, why is this speaking to me? What does this represent for me? What does it symbolize? What does it remind me of? And then you'll just find more connections come. Like at first, this one, all I thought of was my mum. But then as I lingered with that thought, as I kept pursuing that thought, it reminded me of, hey, remember what I did with those bottles and how I had fun collecting little shampoos and conditioners from motels? So that was a fun thing. Now I want to cut out these 2 words, peace and space, because maybe I want to do a page about peace.
So I'm just switching over to voiceover now. There was something loud going on outside my window, so I took a pause in filming and then just came back to it, but I didn't do any talking while I was cutting things out. So I'm actually doing this voiceover quite a while later now and have forgotten everything that I've said in the first part, so hopefully I don't repeat myself in this part. But I did want to just finish off going through the entire magazine with you guys, showing you the types of things that I cut out. I actually used, since filming this, I actually used this magazine not just for my own journaling, but also to make 2 Daphne's Diary journals, so you probably would have seen that. I did a flip through of those. And another use, this is why I love magazines for journaling, you just get so many uses out of them. I did some art journaling with the magazines, both in my own art journal and also with a friend. So I did a couple of prompts with her, and one of the prompts was to create a collage that says something about you, and that is actually the first prompt in my newest course that I'm working on, which is an art journal course. And yeah, I just love how magazines can be used in so many ways, and for junk journaling, art journaling, for collaging. The collage that I made 2, and the second one that I made, I love it. It looks so pretty. I actually wanted to frame it and put it on my wall because it's just speaking to me about what I'm loving at the moment. This book I absolutely adore. I'm going to be talking about this book later on my channel, I hope, and sharing it with my patrons as well. This book is just the best book. I love it so much. It gives me comfort. It's so inspiring, and this book actually is a big part of my journey at the moment. It has led me to diving into the world of art therapy and creating, like I said, an art journal course. And I am art journaling, and when I say art journal, I don't mean anything like, because a lot of people freak out and are like, I'm not an artist or I can't draw. But when I say art journaling, I kind of more just mean creative journaling. And anything that we do as journalers, to me, is a form of art. If you're just using a pen and you're writing, you're creating your own art with a pen. And as you make a collage, or as you stick in ephemera and embellishments and fabric and lace and pretty papers, you're creating art. So yeah, I'm really loving, for my own self, creative art journaling. It's been a lifeline and something that I'm enjoying so much, something that centers me, something that gives me joy and a bit of peace in my day. And I'm just loving sharing it through my creative journaling courses, through the Willow course, the Anchor course, and now the one that I'm working on, the art journal course. So yeah, I'm just, this whole world of art journaling, I think, is is opening me up to a whole world of wonder. And yeah, it's junk journaling, but it's creative art junk journaling mixed in with everything. So yeah, so this is what I've gotten. I didn't get a huge amount, but this is just what was speaking to me at the moment. I could have cut out more things, but this was just what I want to put in my own journal for those courses and for my art journaling. And then I keep flicking back through the pages every now and then to pull out more things, depending on what's speaking to me at different times. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Willowbound Journals exist to bring light and life into people's lives through creativity, beauty, story, and inspiration. A big extra special thank you to my beautiful patrons who supported me in August. This channel is what it is because of you, and your support means the world to me, and I just can't thank you guys enough. If you would like to become a patron and get access to printables, videos, first preference for my journals, behind the scenes looks, and personal updates, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description box below. If you want to support my channel through a donation, there is also a link to my tip jar in the description box. And if you would like to take one of my journaling courses, you can be part of the Anchor or Willow journal course anytime in September. The links to the course websites are down below too. May you journal your life because your stories matter.